go.
Mike, just what's kind of the focus here, kind of at film and stuff today after a couple of games that I'm sure we'd like to have back right now?
Yeah, it's just finding our collective energy. It needs to be, the urgency that we had the last couple of weeks that we played with is something that we didn't have the last two games, and for whatever that reason is, we can't afford to fall into that. And it's been a reoccurring thing. When stuff goes south for us, we tend to emotionally go south, and we can't allow our mentality to change because of shots being made or missed, or guys having big nights or not having big nights.
Is it hard though just to maintain that high level of energy the way it's been the last month, where you guys are trying to avoid being in that playing situation?
I don't necessarily think so. I think it's necessary right now. It's beyond like what we feel and what we want. It's about what we need to do, and what we need to have happen is us to come with the same mentality regardless of how we feel, what the games are like, who we play on a nightly basis, who's in or out of a lineup. It shouldn't matter for us at this point, because we're trying to avoid the play-in. We're trying to get the best seed as possible at this moment of the season.
Like defensively, where do you think you guys need to get back to? Ball containment's been a big point of emphasis after last night. What is the key to ball contain? Is it just energy and want to?
Yeah, I think you gotta want to do it, but you also, I think we have to apply a little bit more pressure on the ball. I think we're kind of off our guy a little bit, like half step, away from him, and giving them, the freedom of movement that I think in other games that we've defended well, we tend to be connected to our guys and do a better job of getting over screens, like us as guards getting over screens to help our big men and in those coverages, and we just got to get back to that.
When the ball's kind of sticking on offense and not moving as well, do you feel like that kind of bleeds over and affects the defense?
I do. We were just talking about this. I think our offense affects the way we defend sometimes. And when it gets sticky, when it gets a lot of iso ball, when things are stagnant, guys are a little bit slower getting back on transition. You're wondering what just happened, or why we threw the ball away, or why we didn't get a foul call, and we're not focused on the right things defensively. And we just have to find a way to avoid allowing things to affect us individually, which carries over to our defensive side of the ball.
What's Jaylen done to earn the trust of the team and the coaching staff to get consistent minutes in the rotation?
He's just been super solid and disruptive. We want that kind of injection when he comes to the game, a spark that changes the flow of things, changes how we move forward in the game because of the way he brings his energy, the way he works on the ball. He creates turnovers out of nowhere. He creates extra possessions. His cutting, his activity, all those things are something that we definitely need on a team that we kind of lack that kind of guy who's cutting all the time and making plays for guys. Julius does it on a regular, but as far as everybody else, I think he's one of our better cutters, better IQ guys as far as reading the defenses offensively and giving us what he has on the defensive end.
Mike, at the end of the game last night, when you were in there, you were initiating the offense more. Dante was before you checked in for him, kind of having amped off ball. How did that, obviously you didn't get the results you wanted at the end of the game, but that was a little bit of a different feel. How did that feel like to you?
I thought it was in response to us trying to get a better flow. I think when we tend to just throw the ball to Ant anywhere on the court, we slow down. We all don't know what to do. We're all kind of in different spots. But if we get it to myself or Dante or anybody else, and we can get into actions, we can get Ant into pin downs and situations where he can be aggressive off the catch with a live dribble. It really works well for our offense. It works well for our spacing. It gets Rudy in the right spacing. It gets Julius, all these guys who we're trying to put in right positions to be successful.
When it is in Ant's hands in those situations, I'm mostly thinking about the Indiana game, it seemed like you guys wanted to give him the space to be able to attack the basket and go to the basket. But obviously your principles are to stay moving here. What's the key to have ball movement or have body movement while still giving Ant his space to both shoot the three but also attack?
There's a balance to it. You want to move on the off ball just to keep the guys engaged because a lot of teams just end up switching up anyway and they stay loaded up and try to double. But the more movement you give, the appearance of other options to be available, and that's where Ant's just got to make the reads. He's got to make, the on-timely passes when there's two guys approaching him, just make the pass and trust the next guy to make the play. And we talked earlier, we have a lot of guys who can make those plays, a lot of guys who can find their offense from, you know, him just drawing two people. So we all have to be better at that, just trying to make room for him. But at the same time, he's going to continue to get better at trying to make the right read.
When you've had struggles at the game, in games like that, do you worry about the team losing confidence in those situations?
I'm not worried about us losing confidence at all. I think we're a team that we know we have a lot of different options, and we've you know, had trouble trying to figure out which combination, what play works, what situation is best for Ant, Julius, or myself, whoever is in the game, Dante, and making it happen. We, like last night, we had a couple possessions where we had wide open shots. You know, Nas had a good look in the corner off a great play. You know, he makes that. We're talking about good clutch offense. You know, so there's some, you know, narratives there that can be kind of skewed both ways. But obviously, we need to be a lot better in those situations, and we're not going to lose our confidence.